flattening 700 mountains to build entire cities, a $63 billion airport shaped like a starfish, bridges longer than entire countries. China just unleashed mega projects so massive, they're literally reshaping Earth's geography. Section 1. The railway that moves mountains of coal. The Fanjiayan Viaduct isn't just a bridge. It's an economic weapon stretching nearly 8 kilometers through China's heartland. This billion-dollar beast forms the backbone of a 2,000-kilometer railway system connecting central China to Inner Mongolia, specifically engineered to transport 200 million tons of coal annually. The numbers defy comprehension. 216 ultra-reinforced piers, the tallest soaring 74 meters high like a 20-story building with foundations drilled 91 meters deep into bedrock. Trains stretching 2.5 kilometers long and weighing 20,000 tons, imagine 4,000 elephants linked together, thunder across this structure daily. These aren't normal freight trains, they're mobile mountains of coal that would crush ordinary infrastructure. The specialized design cuts transport time by 50% compared to road hauling, saving billions in logistics costs annually. This single viaduct moves enough coal to power entire nations, making it less infrastructure and more strategic national asset. Section 2. Hydropower colossus that dwarfs nations. The Baihetan Hydropower Plant makes other dams look like bathtub toys. With a $26 billion investment, this 289-meter tall concrete giant, equivalent to a 95-story building, harnesses the Yangtze River's raw power through 16 generator units, producing 16 million kilowatts. Its reservoir holds 2.627 cubic kilometers of water, enough to fill 8 million Olympic swimming pools, creating a controlled flood that generates electricity for tens of millions. But Baihetan is just one piece of China's Yangtze River hydropower empire. Combined with Wudongde, Siluodu, Xiangjiaba, Three Gorges, and Gezuba dams, this network produces 300 billion kilowatt-hours annually. That replaces 90 million tons of coal and cuts 248 million tons of CO2, equivalent to planting 5 billion trees. China didn't just build dams, it weaponized an entire river system for energy production. The Three Gorges Dam alone cost $37 billion, enough to construct 50 Burj Khalifas. Weighing 65.5 million tons, more than 180 Empire State Buildings, it required 27.2 million cubic meters of concrete and 450,000 tons of steel. Its 32 generator units produce 100 terawatt-hours yearly, powering either New York State or the entire Philippines. The societal impact was equally massive. 1.3 million people relocated to make way for this concrete leviathan. Section 3. Leveling mountains to build megacities. Faced with impossible geography, China chose the unthinkable solution: delete the mountains. The Lanzhou New Area represents the most audacious terraforming project in human history. Over 700 hills were systematically destroyed, moving 700 million cubic meters of earth, enough to fill 260,000 Olympic pools. The terrain modification alone cost $2.5 billion, with total investment exceeding $11 billion. This isn't urban planning, it's geographical surgery. Massive excavators worked around the clock for years, reducing mountains to rubble, then compacting that rubble into foundations for skyscrapers. The process created 86 square kilometers of perfectly flat urban land, larger than Manhattan, where previously only goats could climb. By 2030, this manufactured landscape will house 3.5 million residents and contribute $27 billion to GDP. Section 4. Cultural monuments as power projection. The Guangzhou Opera House cost $200 million, but its value transcends money. Designed by Zaha Hadid, this 70,000 square meter cultural temple hosts 1,800 guests in spaces that flow like frozen music. Its curves mimic natural canyons and rivers, creating architecture that seems grown rather than built. This isn't just an opera house. It's China announcing its cultural sophistication equals its economic might. The Harbin Opera House in China's frozen north doubles down with $260 million invested in 30,000 reflective aluminum panels that shimmer like ice crystals. Built where temperatures hit -40 degrees Celsius, it required specialized materials and construction techniques. The message is clear. China builds world-class culture venues anywhere, regardless of climate or cost. These aren't just buildings. They're declarations that Chinese culture deserves architecture matching its ambitions. Shanghai Tower takes vertical ambition to its logical extreme. At 632 meters and $4.2 billion, it's less building and more vertical city. 9 cylindrical sections twist skyward, reducing wind load by 24% through pure geometric genius. The double glass skin creates insulation that cuts energy usage by 21%. Elevators rocketing at 74 kilometers per hour make the journey to heaven take seconds, not minutes. Section 5. Bridges that defy geography. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macau Bridge spent $20 billion to create 55 kilometers of impossibility. This isn't just the world's longest sea-crossing bridge, it's 3 bridges, 2 artificial islands, and an undersea tunnel combined into one transportation masterwork. Built to survive 500 storms and magnitude 8 earthquakes, it connects 3 of Asia's most important economic zones with infrastructure that seems borrowed from science fiction. The engineering statistics boggle minds. 2 100,000 square meter artificial islands were created in open ocean, then connected by a 6.7 kilometer undersea tunnel allowing giant cargo ships to pass overhead. The bridge sections use enough steel cable to circle Earth twice. Concrete consumption could rebuild the Great Wall. Yet it was completed in just 9 years, proving Chinese construction speed matches its ambition. Since opening in 2018, travel time between the cities dropped from 3 hours to 30 minutes. Cargo capacity doubled overnight. The Greater Bay Area's 86 million residents gained seamless connectivity, boosting the region's $1.9 trillion GDP. Property values skyrocketed. Tourism exploded. Section 6. Transportation networks that erase distance. Beijing Daxing International Airport's $63 billion price tag bought more than runways. It purchased the future of aviation. Shaped like a golden starfish, this 700,000 square meter colossus handles 620,000 flights yearly, about 1,700 daily. At full capacity, 100 million passengers annually will flow through its terminals, nearly double the United Kingdom's entire population. The statistics are staggering. 1.6 million cubic meters of concrete, 52,000 tons of steel, integrated high-speed rail connecting downtown Beijing in 20 minutes. But raw materials don't capture Daxing's genius. The radial design means maximum walks of 8 minutes to any gate. Natural light floods every corner. Facial recognition eliminates tickets. This airport doesn't just move people. It redefines how humans experience air travel. The Beijing-Guangzhou high-speed railway cost $234 billion to shrink China. Spanning 2,298 kilometers at 350 kilometers per hour, it compressed a 22-hour journey to just 8 hours. 60 million tons of steel and hundreds of millions of tons of concrete created a spine connecting north and south. 80 cities along its route experienced 40% industrial output growth. Domestic tourism increased by 50 million trips annually. This isn't just a train line, it's economic integration at 350 kilometers per hour. Businesses can operate nationwide without regional offices. Workers commute between cities like suburbs. Fresh products reach markets in hours, not days. The railway network, approaching 50,000 total kilometers, makes China functionally smaller while growing economically larger. Distance becomes irrelevant when everywhere is just hours away. Section 7. The tunnel that changes everything. The Yantai Dalian Railway Tunnel represents China's most audacious bet yet. At 105 kilometers and $27.8 billion, it will be the world's longest undersea tunnel, twice the Channel Tunnel's length, longer than Japan's Seikan Tunnel. But statistics undersell its strategic importance. This tunnel connects two crucial economic regions currently separated by the Zhuhai Sea, eliminating the maritime choke point. 15-meter diameter tunnel boring machines, the world's most advanced, will excavate 90 million cubic meters of earth under crushing ocean pressure. Twin rail tracks will carry 200 high-speed trains daily, cutting travel from 8 hours to 40 minutes. 5 million tons of steel, enough for 60 Golden Gate bridges, will line tunnels designed to survive earthquakes, centuries of saltwater corrosion, and potential military attacks. Over 15,000 engineers and workers will spend a decade underground, breathing recycled air, working in conditions that test human endurance. The psychological challenges match the engineering ones. Yet China considers this suffering acceptable for strategic connectivity. The tunnel unlocks Northeast China's economic potential, creates redundancy in transportation networks, and proves China can build anything, anywhere, regardless of difficulty. Which of these insane mega-projects shocked you most? The cities built where mountains used to stand, or the $63 billion airport that looks like a golden starfish? Comment below with the project you think changes everything, and subscribe to see more impossible infrastructure becoming reality.